Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Soul Speak, the podcast for teens. I am your host, Emily Miller, Teen Intuitive. All right, so this week we are going to talk about the 8 areas of life. I feel like I have mentioned these so many times, and now it's time for me to tell you all of them. So there are 8 of them, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are and how we would ultimately want to see them in order to have perfect balance, be in like the source view, higher self sort of situation where we are going to be in perfect alignment with higher self and source in these 8 areas of life. And our goal ultimately is to every day be in perfect alignment with all of these areas of life. So I start from the top, kind of work my way down a little bit, and then go through the other areas. So the reason why we learn about these 8 areas of life is because this is where our reflections show up. There's 8 different places where reflections can show up in our lives, and reflections are going to always show up in areas where we are not actually out of alignment. So the reflections show up in the areas that a lot of times that are going to be our highest value, the things that we care about the most. So I'll go back to the last week's episode with my whole situation with the rash on my face, right? So I had that, and it was in the physical area of life because it was on my body, it was on my skin, and it was showing up in that way. But I wasn't actually having any sort of limiting belief about my physical self. I was having this limiting belief, this feeling that I was less than perfect in the financial area and social area. And it was me thinking that I was feeling like people weren't seeing my value. And so that was the social, other people, and then the value is the money. So while it came in the physical, it was on my body. The areas of life that I was actually feeling out of alignment were first the social area, and then second, it was then the financial area. So a lot of times it will show up in one area, and then you'll have another area that you have this belief in, and then there'll be a little bit like another one that's kind of tagged into it. So like if you were having acne, then it would show up in the physical because it's on your face, but then it would also be in mental and social because you are thinking and feeling like you can't be your truest expression of yourself. You can't be your authentic self, and then worrying about how other people see you. So that's kind of how it goes. So higher self to me during the time, they're like, okay, I'm gonna put this thing on Emily's face so that she has to solve it. She knows she has to record a podcast and doesn't want to have this thing on her face, this big ugly rash on her face. So I'm gonna force her to solve this reflection by putting it in this place that she cannot ignore. So that's how source and higher self work, and kind of deciding like what area of life they are going to put this reflection in so that you'll pay attention and then get more balanced in these other areas where you're actually having these feelings of being less than perfect. So we'll start at the top, and the first one's going to be spiritual. And spiritual is going to be any knowledge, tools, and then your connection to source and higher self. So spiritual knowledge doesn't have to be any particular type of spiritual knowledge. It's you knowing and understanding that there is a power greater than you. There is a creator energy that is in existence. That's all you have to know and believe. That creator energy to you could literally be a pink elephant. But as long as you know that there is creator energy, then you're satisfying that area. Um, then gaining knowledge in that area. So knowing how those things work. To me, it's learning the universal laws and then gaining tools and how to use that knowledge. So, right now, you listening to this and learning about the 8 areas of life is completely satisfying your spiritual balance for today, because you are getting knowledge about spiritual things and gaining tools on them. And then also, in that is your connection to source and to your higher self. And so, if you have some sort of way that you communicate to source and higher self, whether it be going to church, or saying nightly prayers, or just talking to them, whatever, asking questions, using your intuition, connecting to them, then this would be your connection to them. And then if you're having that like ultimate source view on your spiritual self, it's you trusting that any and all communications and beliefs that you have are good, they are true, they are the right ones. So you want to trust in all the communications that you get from source and higher self, and knowing that what they give you, the information they give you, the life that they give you, it was all planned in perfect timing, and trusting that they have your back and that the path that they have you on is the exact path that you are meant to be walking. So that would be the ultimate source view of spiritual. The second area of life is going to be mental. So any thoughts that you have, what's running in your head, and then learning. So the very high conscious, like ultimate way to do this is having thoughts in your head that are the best thoughts about you. So it's not having thoughts of beating yourself up, of thinking you should be a different way, of thinking that you did something wrong. The thoughts that run in your head, there's two types. There are conscious thoughts, the ones that you're aware of, the ones that you are listening to, paying attention to. And then there's subconscious thoughts that are kind of just like these programs that we have running in the back of our heads. And these subconscious thoughts we aren't fully aware of. So source and higher self will create these instances where we get these reflections in different areas of our lives, so that we'll know what those programs are. They'll say, they'll create instances for you, like they created with me, last week in the podcast episode, we talked about the rash situation. So it's creating this situation for you so that you'll see, okay, I was really worried about what this person thought about the way that I was or that they were valuing me, and worried about other people's thoughts of how they were valuing me. And that is something that source and higher self are like, oh, no, we can't think that way. So that was a subconscious thing that was running in my head that I wasn't even aware of. And so that brought it to the forefront and made me be able to solve that reflection and then get it out, and not have to have that program running anymore. So there will be subconscious thoughts and conscious thoughts. So the subconscious thoughts are very easily brought to the forefront through these reflections. And then the second part of the mental stuff is learning. And learning is, you want to, in this source view, learn things that you find that you are really passionate about, things that you are really pulled to, drawn to, things that make you want to, you would get lost in the learning of it. So it's like you could be watching these YouTube videos of somebody doing something, and you just completely lose track of time because you're learning so much about whatever that thing is that they're doing. You're reading this book and you just can't put it down because the information is so good. You're listening to this teacher and they're telling you so much, and you're loving every second of it. And so that would be the highest aligned version of learning. And I know that that's really hard being in traditional school systems because you have to take classes that you don't love. So this is just a little side note. Whenever you're in class, like I hated math class so much. I knew I was never going to use those Pythagorean theorems and whatever the heck else I was supposed to be learning in that class that I can't even believe I remembered the name of that. But it's like those things, like I knew I was never going to be using that. And so what you guys can do whenever you're sitting in these classes and you're just like, ugh, I hate being in here right now, think of how else could this class be serving me? What else could I be learning from this class besides the educational content? Could I be learning how to talk to people better? Could I be learning how this teacher's a really bad teacher and I don't like how they communicate? So what I'm learning is that I don't want to communicate that way, and then it's going to make you a better communicator. So kind of like see what else could you be learning in that class besides the actual content. Then we have physical, and that is our body. And it's the way that you treat your body, how your body moves in this world, and also your self-image. So if you're living in the source aligned way, you are going to be treating your physical body in the best way that you possibly can. You are going to be feeding it really well, the most delicious, nutritious foods, things that really satisfy you. You are going to do exercises and move your body in ways that feel really, really good, that make you feel stronger, that make you feel healthier. That's what you are ultimately wanting to do in the way that you are treating your body physically. It's also how you dress, how you present yourself, what you put on your physical body. So that also plays into it. So you want to wear things that feel good to you. And we've talked about this before, but eating things, drinking things, moving in certain ways, and dressing and putting your hair in certain styles. You should be doing all of these things in ways that feel really good to you, not just because you saw somebody else somewhere else do it and they told you this is the style, this is the food trend, this is the whatever. Just because somebody else is doing it and somebody else said it's a good thing to do doesn't mean it's good for you. So check in with yourself and say, does this satisfy me? Does this make me feel really, really good? And if it does, do it. And if it doesn't, stop. So think about that with your physical body. And then the second thing that Source and Higher Self really, really want us to do with our physical bodies is love every single centimeter of it, every little cell, knowing that every part of us, from the top of our head to the tips of our toes, is absolutely perfect, and that we shouldn't feel like we want to change anything about it. Loving it for what it's doing for us, and even if there is something we want to change about our bodies, figuring out what it's communicating to us, and then saying, okay, I love that part of me. I love that rash on my face because it is showing me that I'm out of alignment, and it's going to put me in a better place. And if I didn't have that, I'd never be able to be where I am now. So even if it's something that you don't currently love, we can figure out how to love it and then release it. So that is what Source and Higher Self ultimately want you to do. Find the love in every single part of your body. So that's the physical. And then family. We have the two groups of people. We talked about this a little bit last episode as well. But we have family. These are the people that you live with, the people that are in your immediate family, brothers, sisters, grandparents, parents, who are the people that you live with. If you have adoptive parents, they are your parents. If you live with grandma, grandpa, then they are going to be your family. It's who you live with. So these are going to be, oh, and then also there's another little section that's kind of fun. And these are going to be your soul family people. These are people who they aren't going to be like your, well, they could be your mom or dad, but they'll be people who you are just really, really drawn to. Like you know that your souls are like meant to be together. And these will be people that you travel with in like different lifetimes, and they'll pop up in your life in different ways, in different lifetimes, in different forms, and they just travel around with you. So this can be your soul family too, which is pretty cool to think about. And so, what you want to do with your family, if you are in like this really high, good, aligned, balanced place with family, is knowing that, like, you're the best brother, you're the best daughter, you are the best of whatever it is that you are to that family member, and knowing that like they can't get the love that you give them from anywhere else. And whenever you are spending time with them, whether you're spending an entire day with them or you're running in and out of the house and seeing them for 5 minutes, knowing that whenever you were with them and you spent that 5 minutes with them, that it was the best 5 minutes that you could give them, and then it's good. So that is like a really good balanced way to spend time and see how what you give to your family is just like the best kind of love. So there's family. And then social is friends, anybody you're dating. And when you're dating someone like later in life and y'all move in together, then they are going to be considered family. But if you just have like a boyfriend, girlfriend, they're just going to be in the social area too. So friends, dating, and then people that you just like run into out and about, out in the world. So that's your social area. And also, it's how the world perceives you. So, how you feel that people feel about you. Okay. So, if you are in the like highest alignment with your social area, then you will have people who you spend time with outside of your family, and you know that you're giving them something that they can't get from anybody else in this entire world. Like you are the best friend that they could ever be. You are the best boyfriend, girlfriend that they could ever have. You are the best patron, or what do you call customer, they took your coffee order, you gave them the best smile, you asked them how their day was, you lit them up, and then you moved on. So like knowing that anybody that you encounter is getting the best of you, and that exchange that you're having with them is exactly what they needed, and that you said exactly the right words to them, and they got the best of you whenever they saw you, and you got the best from them. So that's like a little social exchange. And then we have vocation. And vocation, we could kind of like swap out with talking about with the soul pool, soul path. And so that is going to be the thing that you were put on this planet to do to change lives. It's the thing that, like, it's probably the thing that you love learning about so much. It's going to be the thing where you know that whenever you do this, it's going to change lives. It's going to raise the frequency of the planet. You are going to like be the best of the best at this thing, and you're going to create something that's so amazing. Nobody else in this world could do it like you. So it's you knowing, like knowing that you have something to offer the world. And a lot of times we think, oh, well, I have to be a teacher, or I have to be a nurse, or I have to be a preacher, or I have to be a coach. Like those kinds of things that we typically think of are things that you would change the world with. But there's so many other options of ways that you can change the world. You could be a person who makes t-shirts, and they're the best, they're the softest, they have the cutest sayings on them, they're the brightest, most beautiful colors, and every person who receives one of these t-shirts and puts them on feels so good. And then they have this gorgeous shirt on, and they feel like $1,000,000, and you've just raised the frequency of each and every one of those people who puts on this gorgeous shirt that you created. You could be a YouTuber, and you tell a funny joke every single day, and every time people click on your YouTube channel, they die laughing, and you raise the frequency of the world this way. Like there's 1,000,001 ways that you can raise the frequency of this planet. And actually, there's probably about 7 billion, because every single person on this planet has a very unique soul pole, soul path that only they can do. They are the only one who can do the things that they are going to do to change people's lives. Source and higher self created us that way so that we each have these gorgeous, unique paths that we are going to walk, to where we change lives in such unique ways, and nobody's is the same. Nobody does exactly the same thing and reaches the exact same people in the exact same way. So remember that. That's just another gorgeous way to like understand how limitless everything is in this world. Nobody's in competition because nobody does the same thing. So take that. And then we'll go into financial. Financial is money. The knowledge you have about money, the skills you have about money, and then it's also how you value yourself. So thinking about money and the skills that you have with money and the knowledge that you have with money, and knowing that money is safe with you and knowing that you are deserving of money is really, really important, because money likes to go places where it knows it is going to be taken care of. And so if you know you're good with money because you have really good money skills and you have really good money knowledge, then money will want to come to you. So learning the source view of the financial situations is really, really important, because what we're taught now in almost all ways about money, the things that we are taught is not right. So money likes to be invested, it likes to be spent, it likes to be put in good places. And if you are doing that with money, then it will come back to you, as long as you know that it's safe with you and you know what to do with it. Then it will come to you. So that's super, super important to know about. Then the next thing is passion hobby. I think this is our last one. We did mental, physical, family, social, vocation, financial, passion, hobby. Yeah, okay. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I had to write them down. I don't want to miss anything. It's very important to you guys. Okay, so then the very last one, last but not least, is passion hobby. Passion hobbies are so wildly important. People will be like, oh, it's just a hobby. Like, who cares? What does that matter? It matters a lot. And I'll tell you why. So, passion hobbies are going to be things that you do just for you, nobody else. They are going to be things that you do to get better at. It'll be something you can measurably see that you're getting better at. So, it's not going to be like reading, although you could probably turn it into a passion hobby in some way by like measuring the speed at which you read and having goals of reading books. And I don't know, there'd be some things you'd have to work into it, but it's something that you get better at. So a lot of the times it'll be like a sport, things like archery or MMA or those is that the thing? I don't know, martial arts. That's what I was thinking. Martial arts. Things that you can progress at, things that you can see that you're getting better at. Painting. I'm trying to think of what some other ones are. Mine's ballroom dancing, which I have been wildly neglecting. I need to be doing that. So it's actually perfect that I'm talking about this because it's something I need to be doing. So, passion hobbies. So it's something that you do only for you, that you are going to be doing to get better at, something that you do not make money on at all or try to gain follows from. So, not posting about it and saying, hey, look at me, I'm doing this thing. It's literally something you are doing just for you, that you are taking time out of your day to do just for you. And what this does to your creator field, whenever you are practicing your passion hobby and putting you first, because you're saying this is important to me, it's filling me up, then what that puts in the creator field is that I'm important, I'm number one, and then people are going to treat you that way. The universe is going to treat you that way, and you'll get all of these things in your creator field that are being presented to you in your physical world that are showing you how important you are, that people are taking you and seriously, that they're putting you first, that you're the best of the best, right? That you're taking care of you, and so then they'll take care of you. So it's a really, really important thing to put into your creator field. And also, it's something that you'll just love. Like, you'll literally have a passion for it. So think about what something is that you could do as a passion hobby that you can get a little bit better at every single time you try it. Okay, so that's the 8 areas, and how they all would look if we were in perfect balance with each of them, or I should say, when we are in perfect balance with each of them. And it's something that we want to get a little bit of every single day. So, how am I doing a really good job in the mental area? How am I speaking to myself today? How am I doing a really good job in the physical area today? What did I feed myself? How did I move my body? How did I dress myself? How do I think about myself and my body? Family, social. Did I spend time with the people I love and care about today? And did I understand that every moment that I spent with them was something that they couldn't have gotten from anybody else in this whole entire world? Financial. What did I do with money today? How did I show that I know what I'm doing with money? Money's safe with me and I am valuable, that other people find me valuable. And then passion hobby. What's something that I did just for me today and got a little bit better at? So think about all these areas of life. I know it's kind of a lot, but just listen again and maybe listen again. And then they'll start to like sink in. And then just this week, be aware, like, okay, am I doing all of these things every single day? Am I acknowledging all of these areas every single day? You probably aren't. Even for me, like I just said, passion hobby is the one that I am like fully neglecting right now. And it's so important. So think about it. Where could you maybe use a little boost this week and do it? Boost it. Go spend time with your grandma. Go invest in yourself in some way. Go buy yourself a treat. Do something this week in an area of life that you have not been paying very much attention to and see how it feels. And then, reminder for you guys, if you can, or if you want to, sign up for my email list because we are going to be starting very soon our exclusive webinars, and only the people who are signed up for the emails are going to be invited to the webinar. So sign up for those. And the webinars are completely free. And in the webinars, we're going to start learning some really fun tools that you guys can start using for these reflections and things for energy work and stuff like that. So sign up for those webinars and have a gorgeous, gorgeous week.